Guiding Light Orphans is a non-profit based in CT, and it improves the lives of people in rural Masindi. Jolly Lux is the leader and sponsor of this project, of which we still need to give you a little more context. The problems that there's people living with poor sanitation caused by a lack of facilities and open defecation. Not only that, but this community has a need. Health care for everyone, fully guaranteed. They want to build a hospital but don't have the wattages. The grid is unreliable and results in many outages. The road to the nearest hospital is long and far away, so Glow plans to build one they can use from day to day. They want to refrigerate blood and vaccines, have medical checkups, and perform surgery. We designed a biodigester to give them the means and to keep the environment nice and clean. There are several constraints we have to keep in mind before we tell you all about our awesome design.
Remember, this community is in Masindi, Uganda. It's rural and far away from the big manufacturers, so we need to keep materials local, design simple, and keep the cost low as a couple 100,000 nickels. If the design is to be a success, it will power the hospital and nothing less. This digester will provide the energy. It runs on waste provided by the community. First, human and crop waste is grinded to goo, then mixed with water so it can flow on through. The slurry is then fed inside the digester with the inlet height set to relieve some pressure. It's built of brick and mortar so the waste can't seep. It's a half-dome structure dug down deep. So how does this produce energy? Might be your question. Well, the waste undergoes anaerobic digestion. The bacteria inside, they begin to fester. They feed on the waste inside the digester. This produces biogas, methane and CO2, combust in a turbine, make energy to use.
We're not done yet. There's still some other constraints we have to be mindful of while we create. We want the digestate to be fertilizer. It has pathogens that we don't desire. To make it safe, we must treat it with heat at 50 degrees C for about 1 week. 20,000 people, that's a lot of waste, need 150 M3 volume, but that's too much space, and the company only builds up to 50 meters 3, so we divide the volume into 3. This project requires economic analysis. We need to know the cost or construction hits paralysis. The capital cost is about $74K. For such a big project, it's reasonable to pay $3,000 a year. That's the operational fee to keep the digester running, problem-free. Funding will come from monetary donations, support coming in from many different patrons.
Biogas digesters pose a series of hazards. Proper safety training eases the matter. Digester is confined with flammable gas, so in maintenance done, you must be wearing a mask. Better have a buddy watching over your shoulder. It's a maintenance procedure, take a look to be sure. Human waste has germs that cause disease. Wear PPE when transferred to facilities. This digester solution to reduce pollution, help the environment, make a contribution. If this waste were in piles, you could smell it for miles, not to mention it defiles the drinking water style. Normally, the waste is left out in the open, releasing methane, which is way too potent. Instead, we take this waste and exploit it, employ it, turn it into biogas, filter it, store it. We combust it in the turbine. As you know, the methane is converted to CO2 and H2O.
Look into the future when all this is through. The impacts will be many, not just a few. Increased sanitation, less water contamination, stable electricity, medical accessibility, healthier community, increased immunity, fertilizer in the fields, better crop yields, more jobs to make a living, earn more shillings, sustainable solution. It's a waste revolution.